So in this video, I'm gonna share with you what I've learned from my entire 10 plus years of language learning. It's gonna be quite exciting. I'm gonna reveal why motivation is not real, I guess, and how consistency will beat it every day of the week. So that's gonna be quite exciting. So my story, hopefully you actually care to hear about my story. If not, I guess that's your choice either way, obviously. So, I'm gonna share a bit about my entire language learning journey and how I did what I did, learning, I guess, 6 plus languages. Depends on what you define as learning exactly, but that's another topic in and of itself. I won't be delving too much into that. So when it comes to the languages that I speak Italian, I speak Spanish, I speak French, I speak German, Swedish, Russian, and I understand um, quite a few more languages, let's say. So I speak them at different degrees, but of proficiency, but I speak them the languages that I speak, I speak them. Let's just leave it at that. And the main thing that I've learned, I guess, throughout this journey is that um, it's not about just learning a language, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I'm a bit shy. It's my first video. Hopefully you can understand. So it's not just about learning the language. It's about the actual reason behind why you learn a language. So as said, motivation is quite fickle in that regard. You can have motivation one day, the next day you don't have it, and then you'll never learn a language. It becomes quite impossible, actually. So how I've learned it is through consistency by actually doing the thing that the all the well the array of things that I needed to do in order to learn the language, if not day by day, at least week by week, well, depending on how actually involved I was. Not motivated though, because motivation, as said, doesn't really work here. So I'm going to segue into the next section where I'll explain how this ties into your language learning journey. My own journey yet, so excuse me for that. I haven't really discussed the difference. So when it comes to the languages that I have learned, um, well, including English actually, it hasn't been a uniform or smooth one actually. So that's why I can actually talk with the conviction about this topic. Even though I repeat myself a bit sometimes. Hope it doesn't ruin the impression overall. So when it comes to the languages that I've learned, the first, well, how should I put it? I've lived in different countries, so I've learned the language in very different ways, both by immersing myself into the environment directly and just trying to speak from day one, and also by just purely trying to learn it by myself. And yeah, so I've actually done it quite a few times. I've tried to learn Spanish by myself, and after 6 months, I was already fluent. So that's quite something, I guess. But I already knew Italian, so makes it not as impressive, I guess. Then I've learned French, but it took much longer. Of course, French is a much more difficult, complex language compared to Spanish, so that's expected. But I wouldn't even say that's the main reason why. The main reason why would be because I actually didn't have, as said, a good reason. I was very motivated when it comes to when it came to Spanish at the time. Actually, it ties into personal reasons. I needed something to do, and I was very passionate about Spanish culture and everything. I was watching TV series at the time. Actually, I remember it about the one about Pablo Escobar. So that was a joyride, I guess, to be to have the privilege to delve into that while whilst you are actually learning the language. So that was quite cool. I didn't have the same type of drive when it comes to the next languages I've learned, and that is, well, French and especially later German, which is the weakest language. I say that I've learned it, but I cannot say that I speak it exactly for the reason why, because I don't have a real reason to do so. I've tried, well, I've not tried. I've learned it mainly by just listening and reading, and that covered my needs. I didn't ever need to speak it, so I had no reason to learn to speak it, and that's why I didn't practice. I guess because I'm lazy too, but that's another topic in and of itself, of course. So what I'm driving at is that you need to have a solid reason why you're actually learning anything, but especially language, because it's a multi-year journey. Depending on what language you want to learn, it's going to become, wow, it's going to be difficult or as easy as depends on the language that you choose, your target language, and also how actually involved you are in it. Like me, maybe you really enjoy the culture of that country. You like speaking that language. You love how it sounds. You're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be very easy and smooth. When it comes to other languages, maybe you don't really mm, have a chance or a set reason to actually start speaking it for whatever reason. Maybe people are not as welcoming, or they're not as uh, outgoing when it comes to speaking to foreigners or just in general. But yeah, so you need to have your own reason why.